Alright, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I am back with another Starcraft 2 AlphaStar commentary. Now, this is going to be a very special episode of AlphaStar commentaries, as this one isn't your regular commentary. This is an AlphaStar mystery, a murder mystery. Not really. Well, maybe one of these players is going to just slaughter the other, but this is basically going to be a commentary. However, it's not going to be revealed which one of these players is the AI or not. Who's the human? Who's the AI? Currently, we have a Zerg playing against a Terran, but yeah, it's not going to be revealed till the end of the video, and then that's going to be very, very cool, as you guys can try and figure out who's the AI in this video, essentially. And I want to say big thanks to Shojat. He's the YouTube commenter who suggested this and gave me this great idea. And big thanks to Nice Username, who's a very techie person in the Starcraft 2 community, creates really amazing community content. And he was the one who removed the usernames from these replays so that it wouldn't be revealed who's the AI or not. And yeah. So, we're just going to keep our eye on how these two players are playing. See if there's anything that really sticks out, which will be like, oh, okay, that person's absolutely the human, or something like that. Personally, the hardest part for me is that I'm a little bit tired, and the fact of the matter is that I'm not going to be allowed to call in this video AlphaStar, because that would totally give it away, right? So I'm just going to have to refer to them as the Terran and the Zerg, which I think is going to be a bit of a casting challenge when I'm tired. Sometimes your words slip, and so we're just going to play this out. Maybe I'll give it away by accident. Maybe I'll have some blatant tell or whatever in my commentary. But for now, we're just going to keep our eye on this game, how it's going to go from there. Looks like Queens being produced, the standard 4 Zerglings. So normal opening from both these players so far that I've caught my eye on. Reaper moving across the map for the Terran. Meanwhile, a Marine, the safety Marine, and then going for the factory rack. So very normal opening from both these two players. Reaper's going to move on in, start harassing drones. Whoever the wings dive on out to chase that Reaper away. Then the game's going to move on from here. Ladies and gentlemen, since this is a bit of a mystery video, since it's a bit of a cool concept, if you want to show that you enjoy this unique kind of mystery AlphaStar video concept, press that like button, and if we see a good amount of likes, I'll be sure to do another. I'm probably going to do another anyway, because I think this is a very cool concept, and just the idea of like a mystery player trying to guess who they are is very, very cool. Content creator in the scene, no regret. For those of you that don't know him, he even runs anonymous tournaments with pro players, so you try and guess the pro player, who it is. And whoa, what is this? This is a very off-position hatchery. Whoa. Okay, was that a misclick? A tilt? Okay, that's really odd. Why is this hatchery so far away? Was the Reaper just about to kill that drone and then it turned into a hatchery? I was kind of talking to myself a little bit. And then there's suddenly a hatchery building here. I take it there's a story behind that, most likely the Reaper. But, alright, the hatchery is building in a completely off location. Now, we're going to see where this game's going to go from here. Viking is on the way for the Terran. Factory's going to float on over slowly. Another barrack's going to be getting queued on up. And then a couple of spores on the way for the Zerg player. So pretty normal openings from both the players so far. Creep Tumor goes down, however, it's like a Reaper meets his end to the Queens there. So these two players kind of trading out a little bit, or just going about their normal openings, kind of facing off, I should say. But this is actually so bizarre from the Zerg. Why is your hatchery there? Why? I don't understand. Okay. Alright, that's odd. That's an odd one. Hatchery completely off location. This Zerg player just does not care whatsoever. Looks like these Hellions gonna dive right on in as the Zerg is gonna try and repel them. Meanwhile, the Viking moving out on the map. Taking a look at the APM there for a brief second. The build's pretty normal here. This Terran player is going for a reasonably quick stim off the back of 3 racks, so 3 racks play. Very aggressive play compared to like a 3cc play. So that is the choice here. But whoa, this is so odd. Like, this Zerg player is just doubling up on spore crawlers here, just long distance mining from the hatchery. Zerg don't care. And then a layer on the way for the Zerg. This is just really bizarre. Is this a human blunder? Or is this just like an AI derping out? And the human just felt, alright, I'll just roll with it. Tough to say. Now, we take a look here. Medivacs on the way, Marines being produced. This Terran player is going to be looking to go for some aggression in the near future, as that's what you do when you open with 3 racks play. You can get your 3rd CC, but it's later on. Tanks also being produced by the human, very notably here. And roaches for the Zerg. So both these players getting 1 upgrade, picking their composition of choice, then going to play it out from there. Now, the Zerg player is kind of inherently handicapping themselves by long distance mining up to space. Tanks and Marines going to be moving out on the map here. Terran player is going to be taking a swing at the Zerg now. Siege tanks, Hellions, and the Viking even lands to join up with this. So all of a sudden, in goes the attack from the Terran player. The Zerg is going to have to react in kind. Now that hatchery is a little bit closer to the enemy than it should be. Queens are very good at buffering. However, I'm not sure if there's enough roaches to spill forward and clean this out. The tanks are the main threat. The Marines are there to try and bully his opponent into taking a bad engagement. We take a look here for the Zerg player. He's going to try and clean this out. Roaches moving forward, surviving pretty darn well. They don't have the +1 carapace yet, but they're still doing alright. These tanks, though, are getting off a ton of shots here, dealing massive amounts of damage, but the Queens, the Roaches, the Ravagers, able to clean this out and repel the Terran force. Terran has to lift up in his medivacs, go on home. He didn't get enough damage done with that attack. All of a sudden, he says, well, I guess I'll macro. That's what Terran's sometimes doing. It's a little bit desperate at times when you're just like, all right, fine, I'll throw up a 3rd CC, I'll throw up an extra eBay and play from there. Meanwhile, the Zerg is just churning out a ton of units, could potentially be going for a big old counterattack here, and that is absolutely going to be the case. The Queens are starting to march across the map, and let's take a look. Is the Terran going to be able to hold on? There's 1 siege tank that gets saved from that medivac. Nice micro there. But this is still a lot of Zerg that's going to be spilling forward. This Terran player is going to be tall order to defend. The siege tanks can get into a very good position defensively. That's what this unit excels at, but this is simply so much Zerg that's going to be spilling forward. The Terran player is desperately going to have to try and hold on, but Corrosive Bile hits the Marines, hits the siege tank. So much damage getting done, and all of a sudden SCVs are joining the fray, which is not a good thing for the Terran player, as I mean, just take a look at it. These SCVs dying in droves. The siege tank on the high ground is being the real MVP, trying to deal as much damage as it can. But this is simply so much Zerg here. The Terran is down to 25 SCVs. Buildings have died. The 3rd CC is almost gone. And while these tanks are dealing so much damage to his opponent, this is still a very tough spot here for the Terran, taking so much damage from the Zerg. That command center absolutely needs to be repaired. It looks like it will be at the last second, but this Zerg player is not yet done. Tons of mules get dropped for the Terran. However, the Zerg is going to come on in for round 2, not attacking up this ramp notably, not focusing on the siege tank. There's a chance that 3rd CC could get picked off, though. The Corrosive Bile gonna finish off that 3rd CC, so that takes out a lot of the hope in the game for this Terran player. The Zerg's gonna keep pushing forward. The Terran is just trying to make everything that he can to hold on. This Zerg is pushing on in, losing a ton of units, yes, but still pushing, raining down Corrosive Biles, just trying to get anything that he can, and there's simply not that much for the Terran. The 3 tanks on the high ground have dealt so much damage to the Terran's opponent. However, this Zerg is just going, and finally he says, all right, I'll macro. As that's the usual thing. When your attack fails, you just say, fine, I'll macro. And more hatcheries go up for the Zerg. I did just say, if your attack fails, you'll say, fine, I'll just macro, but I don't know if that attack failed for the red Zerg player here, as that was a lot of damage done to the Terran. The Terran can transfer some SCVs down, however these tanks are actually blocking that, so the answer to that is a nope. These SCVs actually can't make it out, so that's going to be mining lost. Due to these siege tanks blocking the ramp, it's like a complete tank wall. Terran player going to be going for a bit of a drop into the main base of the Zerg. There's a chance this can get some good damage done, however. I mean, this is just so much Zerg. The Zerg just got a very solid lead, going for more upgrades, just going to keep making a lot of stuff. And while a double Marine drop can get a lot of damage done, it is going to have to be a lot of damage getting done by this drop in order to pull this Terran player back in the game. Already lifts up, too. Not even skirmishing with those few roaches and lings, just pulls those units back. Afraid of what was to come there, but I am concerned here for the Terran player, as this is just so much Zerg right now. Mules are dropping, yes. Supply depot is being dropped as well. But the supply simply tells a story right now, 60 to 90. There's a chance, I'll say there's a chance that the Terran can maybe bait the Zerg into a bad engagement versus all the siege tanks, but there's simply so much Zerg, so it's going to have to be one heck of an engagement. We take a look at the supply right now. It's 180 to essentially 90. For those of you that can't do math, that's basically half right now for the Terran, which definitely does not bode well. We take a look here. Medevac's going to be dropping down at the third base location. However, Spore Crawler in a good position in order to repel that. Marines are skirmishing, trying to bait the Zerg into the siege tank fire once again. This could definitely work out. Getting some nice shots off, melting some roaches and ravagers. However, Krosabal is going to hit this Terran army here, and the Terran army essentially evaporates. The drop doesn't happen. GG gets called. And ladies and gentlemen, AlphaStar, I figure most of you guys probably figured that out. AlphaStar wins this game as the Zerg player. Just such a robotic derp here on that third base. Really gave it away. I was like, oh yeah, because I don't watch these replays ahead of time. I was like, oh yeah, you know, maybe it'll be hard to tell. This derp, it could have been a human, just being like, oh, I misplaced my hatchery and being a bit tilted and not canceling it. But that was just so AlphaStar to build a second Spore Crawler. Then just typical AlphaStar, defend, then attack with the Zerg in a counter fashion. And same with the Terran. They played not quite AlphaStar-y. Ladies and gentlemen, though, if you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed the mystery, make sure to press that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, as it's completely free, and you get notified whenever I put up one of these new videos. I have a Discord as well. We post fun things there occasionally. That's linked in the video, or in the description, pardon me. And also feel free to check out those memberships if you like. Thanks to those that do support the channel that way. And I'll see you guys next time. This has been LaughNgamez.